Okay, so in the last segment we showed you how to increase your cash flow to your home by on average $400, and was done by starting a home business and specifically a network marketing business. Hopefully you haven't gone out and spent that on anything. Of course you haven't yet, because this is all informational. So just set that aside for a second, and you're probably wondering why I haven't covered anything to do with really Traverus. And there's a reason for that. When I get to Traverus, that's really going to be 1, 2, 3, and oh my gosh, it's so simple, because it is. What I'm covering up to this point, what I've been covering, is really the meat and potatoes, the missing element to people's success and failures in network marketing. It is the reason that without having this knowledge for 16 years, that I've floundered and failed in this industry. And once I learned it and applied it, in about 6 to 8 months time, I became financially independent. So this is very important. And if you don't understand this, if this is not making sense to you, if you don't grasp what I'm telling you, I feel that your eventual success in this industry is going to be severely hampered. So let's move on to the next topic, which for me is very, very important, and that is that of debt. Because if you do not learn to manage your debt, because debt is something that is an attitude, it's something that I learned a long time ago, that you can be broke at any level. You can be broke if you are making $10,000 a year. You can be broke if you're making $10,000 a month. You're just broke at a higher level. When you're spending more than you're making, when your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep becomes your downfall. That's an old saying anyway, but it's true. So what you have to learn before you can really enjoy the success in this industry, which is the freedom that it provides, you have to learn a little bit to live below your means. Get out of this frivolous debt. I'm not really talking about home mortgage or anything like that, but the average American carries $7,000 to $8,000 in credit card debt. So what I recommend to people is, now that we've freed up $400 a month, simply start applying that to what I call a debt snowball. A debt snowball, or a debt avalanche, is very simply where you take all of your bills, line them up from the most amount on the balance to the least amount. Don't line them up to interest rates. So take your smallest bill. On everything else, every other bill you have, go to minimum payments, absolute minimum payments. And then take that excess money that you were overpaying on, spreading it out through all the other bills, take all that excess money, combined with, we just showed you how to increase your take-home pay by $400. So you got that money, the excess money you're paying on that, let's just say it's an extra $200. So you got $600 now. Plus, heaven forbid, maybe you want to cut back on some things temporarily. Save some money here and there, and add that money. Maybe you can free up an extra $100 a month temporarily, and apply that. So now, just basically altering lifestyle just a little bit, if you really want to get serious. If not, just use the 400. But very simply, you can, by having the 400 and all the other money that you were spending extra on your bills, shaving it down to minimum payments, taking the extra, combining it with the 400, let's just say, extra $500, $600, $700 now, apply that to your smallest balance. Most people will eliminate that balance in 1 or 2 months. At that point, still making minimum payments on everything else, but now you don't have to pay that minimum, you don't have a bill on that bottom level no more. So you take that $500, $600, $700 that you were paying, now the bill that you were paying, maybe it was in $100 a month, you take that, now you have $800, apply it to the next largest bill, and that probably, for most people's case, will be knocked out in about 3 months. So, and you just keep doing that, keep taking the money and rolling it into the next one. And what happens, it's a domino effect, or a snowball effect, or as this thing, it's an avalanche effect. Eventually you'll have an extra $1,000 to $1,100 all being applied towards, let's just say, your car payment. Depending on how much longer you have on that, an extra $1,000 a month on top of your whatever you're making on your car payment would probably knock out most car payments in about 6 months to a year. So very realistically, in a year to a year and a half, at most 2 years' time, utilizing this strategy, most people can eliminate all of their consumer debt, including cars or anything like that, excluding your home mortgage, in about a year and a half time. What that means for most families is what I've just showed you was a way to increase the cash flow into your home. Increase the cash flow into your home anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month. And it all started by simply making a decision to start a home-based business, because that generated the seed money. That was the $400. And again, notice I haven't even talked about $1 in profit with Traverus. I'm simply talking about financial strategies, applying some basic financial common sense, knocking out a few stupid or a few crazy consumer debt items, getting rid of those payments, and now all of a sudden you can breathe easier. How would it feel? Think about that. How would it feel to not have any bills except for your mortgage, if you have that, or your rent or whatnot, and the money that you're earning, you just keep it now. Now you're looking at having an extra, $1,000, $1,500 a month that you can have positive cash flow into your home. What kind of options would that give you? So with that, I'm going to move on to the last segment, like I promised. We would talk about, and that is why someone should consider Traverus Travel. That's the business that I chose. That's the business that I applied these principles to, and with very, very strong results. We're very happy. And so I'm going to close out for that and come back to why specifically you should look at Traverus Travel.